Hello, I hope we fine. In today's video, we're gonna go through a topic: how to deal with stress. I will know how hard it is dealing with stress, but in this video, we're gonna learn a lot of things that are going to help us to know the way we should deal with stress. We're going to deal with it. To deal effectively with stress, you need to think about your physical health, background, your surrounding influence, the way you interact with others, and the goals and priorities in life. That is what you consider to be truly important. Our background exercises much influence in our brain, and it makes us slave to step back, so to think of certain things we didn't accomplish well or realized. So every human being tends to be perfectionist, not accepting failure and deception so easily. So we're going to go through 14 principles in this video, and the 14 principles are going to help us to know how we should be dealing with stress effectively. Principle number 1: if you got a notebook, it's better to put your notebook aside and get a pen, and you can write, or you can come over and over to this video. Don't forget please to subscribe and to put a link. Okay, that's gonna be so good. The first principle is stabilize your thought and thinking. This is a medicine to your health. The bottom line of stress is our thought and thinking, which come to personate, making things heavier. So the combination of both thought and thinking, without being realistic, create stress. And having much to do, that is a big push to stress when it is not controlled. But stress is not the fact of recognizing that you have more to do, but rather the fact of understanding that there is not enough time so to answer to all the need and solve them. Principle number 2, it is don't dread on perfection. Don't dread on perfection. Looking to be perfect in everything mentally is an happiness stolen road. You will never find satisfaction in your hard work when some imperfections are to be fixed. You will be nothing but mind ache a day and night long. And in a single point unrealized and contradictory, what's going to be? You're going to say, I'm better than everyone. And that's going to add stress to you. Or, I should not act in such a way, because you want still to be perfect. I want things to happen that way, but why? Yeah. By the way, you still questioning yourself, so you're going to suffer. Plan the failure. Principle number 3. Other people suffer too much because of not being honest to themselves regarding a realistic failure. Failure is a part of imperfect human life. It means that we launch ourselves in the doing of something with much confidence of success, snatching even a grain of failure, though the slightest mentions in our mouth that we cannot succeed in the completion or complete sense. So, plan the failure. It means that you should keep in mind that you could have 30% of failure and 80 or 70% of success. So please Be balanced. That's going to help you to avoid headache and stress. Principle number 4, be open to criticism. It is refreshing when letting people astonish us, whether reasonably or unreasonably. We are the ones to advantage this game. Why we say that? We say it because when someone criticizes you, he is likely to express all his feeling and thought, entire wisdom and knowledge of life, even the experience in order to convince you to the saying coming out of his mouth. So to gain the advantage as if he knew more, or he is protecting you or readjusting you. Keep this in mind. No matter how the way the advice or criticism have been given, never get caught at this point. The more we are accepting criticism in life, the more we become a medicine to oneself and others, and the more stress level is reduced. Let's move to principle number 5. We should accept defiance. These are steps to progressive health. It is not good enough to expect being non-defined in life or non-defeated in life. Let's accept to be defeated. Why? Because defiance is often perceived to be negative, unnecessary, and destructive in the world, while in reality can be a vital part of life. Notice, instead, this has a positive benefit resulting on. We have numerous aspects to defiance. Emerging autonomy and a confidence that they cannot control events that are important to us. Allowing us also to recognize our limitations and learn to press on to maturity by better moving to a high understanding and knowledge about oneself. This accurate knowledge moves to progress and not to digress. Principle number 6, recognize your weaknesses. This is the fact of knowing your limits and allows us to realize the importance of others in life. Without such a point in mind, it is impossible, notice, impossible to truly know what kind of person we are and who we are. Principle number 7, try to live one day at a time. The Holy Writing says that never be anxious about the next day. For the next day, we have its own anxieties. Daily anxieties are a part of life, but do not increase today's anxieties by adding tomorrow's to them. Try to live one day at a time, say the scientist. We have a lot of smart people in the world and intelligent people, and what they're saying, of course, it's true, and they're right. Stress can cause what we call for anxiety in our life. But do not increase today's anxieties by adding tomorrow's anxieties, as we said. So try this. First, recognize that some stress is inevitable. Some stress is inevitable. Fretting over things you cannot prevent increases your stress. Second, understand that quite often things do not turn out the way we may fear they will. Principle number 8, set reasonable standards. What should you do? Do not be perfectionist as we say or mention it. Avoid setting unrealistically high standards for yourself or for others. Be modest. Set reasonable standards and know both your limitations and those of others. When you do this, you will reduce all around and even encourage greater success. Also, keep a sense of humor. Learn how to joke with friends and laugh. When you laugh, even when something goes wrong, you relieve tension and brighten your mood. Principle number 9. Know what stresses you. A proverb says, a discerning person will remain calm. Negative emotions can cloud clear thinking, so try to stay calm. Identify what stresses you and note your response. For example, when you feel stressed out, note your thoughts, feelings, and behavior, perhaps even making a record of them. By becoming more aware of your response to stress, you may be able to deal with it more effectively. Also, think of ways to eliminate stressful things from your life. If there is unrealistic, look for ways to reduce the impact, perhaps by managing your task or time more effectively. Try not to see things in a different light. What stresses you may not stress someone else. The difference may be in viewpoint. I have suggestions for you, and these are going to earth. Do not be quick to assume bad motives. First point. A person may cut ahead of you in a line. If you attribute his act to rudeness, you may become upset. Instead, why not assume that his motive was good? You may be right. See the positive side of a situation. Point 2. A long wait at a doctor's office or an airport is easier to bear if you use the time to do some reading or to catch up on work or email. Please keep the big picture in mind. Ask yourself, will this problem be a big issue tomorrow or next week? Learn how to distinguish between minor or short-term issues and more serious ones. These are minor things and these are short-term issues and serious ones. Principle number 10, try to be orderly. Everything starts by our mind and then ends up to actions. Being orderly is mentally first, to say mentally first. How do you do things? What is the solid ground in which you do base your thinking? Please, let all things take place decently and by arrangement. Try to maintain order in your life. We like a reasonable amount of order in our life. One thing that can contribute to disorder and stress is also procrastination. And this may lead to a growing list of unfinished tasks. So please, why not try these 2 suggestions? The first suggestion that you're going to try is this. And we're going to see really, why not try it? Why not try them? The 2 suggestions. Identify and correct any attitude that causes you to procrastinate. First point. And then make a practical schedule and stick to it. The 2 will be helpful. Principle number 11, pursue a balanced lifestyle. We should pursue a balanced lifestyle. Better is a handful of rest than 2 handfuls of hard work and chasing after the wind. The meaning: workaholics can deprive themselves of the benefits of their 2 handfuls of hard work. They may have no time left or energy to enjoy what they worked for. In this way, have a realistic view of work and money. More money does not mean more happiness or less stress. In fact, the opposite can be true. We have people who have plenty in life and who are rich, but they are not happy. What are they not happy? There is a problem the prophet which says the plenty belonging to the rich one does not permit him to sleep. So please try to live within your means. Make time to relax. You relieve stress when you do things you enjoy. However, passive recreation, such as watching TV, may not help. Keep technology in its place. Avoid constantly checking email, text, or social media sites. Unless circumstances require it, do not check work-related email outside of working hours. Take care of your health. Take care of your health. Principle number 12. Remember that physical training is beneficial. Regular exercise promotes better health. Please develop habits. What habits you should develop? Good habits. It means develop helpful habits. Physical activity can lift your mood and improve your body's response to stress. Eat, please, nutritious food and try to avoid skipping meals. Be sure to get enough rest. Avoid harmful solutions to stress, such as smoking or drug and alcohol abuse, and reading stories which hurt. An example: suppose that you are looking for a serious mate or spouse or partner but don't find. What should be your TV programs? If you attend to watching movies or series about love, you will end up joyless. Why? Because you do cause much pain to yourself. The best will be to choose wisely your entertainment on TV programs. In the long run, this heightened stress, perhaps by robbing you of your health and hard-earned money. But what to do if your stress persists? That's an important point. See your doctor if your stress becomes overwhelming. Getting professional help is not an admission of failure. Principle number 13. Kill your stress with something. With what? With kindness. A kind man benefits himself, but a cruel person brings trouble on himself. The book Overcoming Stress has a chapter entitled Kill Your Stress with Kindness. Treating others kindly, according to the author Dr. Tim Kennefer, can promote health and happiness. On the other hand, an unkind or cruel person makes himself unhappy because he alienates himself from others. We may also get stress relief by treating ourselves kindly. For example, we should not make harsh or unrealistic demands on ourselves. Nor should we belittle or malign ourselves. You must love your neighbor as yourself. 14. Set priorities. Carefully consider your priorities. List your tasks in order of importance. This will help you to focus on more important jobs, and it will reveal which ones you can put off, delegate, or even eliminate. For a week, keep track of how you use your time. Then look for ways to make a better use of it. The more you are in control, the less pressured you will feel. Schedule some downtime. Even short breaks can reinvigorate you and reduce your stress. Thank you very much. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and also to talk about it to others. We love you. Thank you. See you next. Bye bye.